In today's video, I want to share with you my pre-workout back pain friendly stretch and mobility routine. I've personally had been experiencing a little bit of low back tension just from sitting a lot, stress, projects, summer schedule, crazy things happening, of course, and the worst thing you can do is neglect your body, and that's what I've actually been doing. So I want to share with you a routine that I've been using for myself and that I've used with clients in the past that have seen amazing results, and I want to share it with you. Before you dive in, if you've been trying to use exercise to alleviate chronic back pain and for some reason the pain is getting worse with exercise, I want you to grab a free guide that I know is going to change the way you look at exercise, look at your pain, and put these things together so what you're doing in the gym is actually not making your pain worse. You can grab that free guide at fitnessforbackpain.com/pain-free training. I give you everything you need to know to get into the gym confidently, build strength without destroying your back in the process. fitnessforbackpain.com/pain-free training. Let's jump in. So the first thing I'm gonna do is start off with some basic foam rolling. There's a lot of different ways you can use foam rolling. It is not a magic bullet. So if you think about the relief or the feel-good sensation that you get from foam rolling is the ticket and what you need to keep doing to get long-term relief, it's not. I'm using it as a short-term, kind of like a full body warm-up to kind of get these tight and tense tissues to be responding in just a different way. I'm trying to kind of get the mind-body connection. Right now, it's a little bit tight, a little bit tense. So by doing this, I'm opening up some space for me to get more movement in. The next phase of this pre-workout mobility routine is a conglomerate of a lot of different things. So if you want the actual list of things I do, I'll leave it in the description box below. It's a lot. So I'm gonna go with some pelvic rocks, just forward and back, very gentle, moving to some basic cat-cows. Always respect your pain range of motion. You don't want to push into a bunch of tightness because that's gonna ultimately cause your body to respond with contracting and getting actually tighter. So you have to be very, very careful. From there, I go into some basic groin stretch rock backs. Not pushing too hard, not going too intense. I'm just trying to introduce some simple, safe movements while in a comfortable, safe position. From there, I'll do some frog stretches or frog hip hinges. You can do these a lot of different ways. It's not so much a right and wrong. It's just really listening to your body and seeing how it's responding. You don't want it to be responding by contracting, getting stiffer. What you want to do is kind of bounce around between different types of gentle movement in hopes of bringing some movement availability to what you want to do within your workout. After doing a little bit of mobility and movement with these exercises, I go into some activation. So I'm doing just some quad activation, then I move into some hip activation, glute and hip activation. Follow along, watch how I do it. I've got my feet positioned in a very specific way. By doing this, I'm able to isolate the hips and the glutes, activating the glutes, but also getting a good stretch in the anterior, the front part of the hip as well. After the hip and low back mobility routine, I would kind of move back into a little bit of foam rolling. So you see me doing some glute work, getting some piriformis and upper glute muscle foam rolling in. Just feels good, nothing crazy. I then kind of jump into some low back targeted stuff. You have to be very, very careful if you've been fused, if you have a very, very sensitive low back. I don't ever suggest that you take a foam roller and smash on the muscles in the low back, especially if they're in pain or they're tight. I try to dance around them. So I'm going the upper glutes around the low back area, but staying on my glutes. I'm also going in the low back area. I don't go anywhere really past my lower ribs. You're getting into some very sensitive tissue, and if you are very sensitive, this is not the best place to be. Once I have these tissues prepped, I feel warm, I feel really good. Now I'm gonna go into some core exercises. This is huge. I've kind of gotten the back muscles to relax, to calm down some. Now let's engage and train and stiffen the muscles that help counterbalance what is tight. Oftentimes you have tight back muscles. Usually your abs are not really firing well. They're not as engaged as they should be. What I like to do is really target the core with the various different exercises in a neutral position. So you've got dead bugs, you've got ceiling presses, you've got things like side to sides. These work really well for me. They feel comfortable for me. So make sure you follow along and do only what fits you and feels good to you and your sensitive back. Last but not least, I finish up this little routine with a set of planks. Very simple, making sure you're focusing on bringing your elbows to your toes, really engaging the abs, not overarching or overextending the low back. If you have to push up your glutes up towards the ceiling a little bit to kind of give you more of a banana look, it's totally fine. We're all about protecting the low back and keeping it from becoming oversensitive. That's it, guys. That is the pre-workout mobility and stretch routine that I have been using as of late. I've also given it to a lot of people that are dealing with the same low back tightness that have seen a lot of great results. So I wanted to share it with you. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought. Before you go, make sure you grab that pain-free training guide. It gives you everything you need to go back into the gym using exercise the right way so you don't cause more pain or damage to your low back, whether it's post-fusion, herniation, bulge, whatever your situation might be. fitnessforbackpain.com/pain-free training. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.